On the road again. Summer 2026, M&S Food Hall coming to Terminal 5. Next time I fly from here back to Hong Kong, I shouldn't be in prep. So that plane ride is going to have plenty of M&S cookies and bakes. And any of you that are living in the UK, you'd know that the M&S cookies and bakery, they hit different. So yeah, those flights from summer this year, this summer onwards, it's going to be pretty good. Once again, no Wagamamas for me. Every time I go back to Hong Kong, I think I said this last time, but going to getting a meal from Wagamamas at Terminal 5 has always been a tradition of mine. Good hot bowl of food always goes down well before a flight, but I'm on prep. So I do have my meals prepped with me this time around. So I guess in this vlog, I'll show you all how a natural bodybuilder on prep goes on a long haul flight and takes all his meals with him. So stay tuned. I'm through security and the first thing I'm doing is drinking water because my coach has upped my water intake for the day because naturally when you fly with the altitude and just not moving in general because you're on the plane, you retain a bit more water than normal. When I say a bit, a fair amount. So you want to kind of keep drinking to kind of minimize the water retention from the flight. So we've increased my water intake. So I do have 3 1-litre bottles of water. And so on top of that, I'm just sat down. I got some chocolates to give to people in Hong Kong as opposed to being in my diet. But I might have included some post-show treats for myself, nothing too crazy because we do have more shows, can't go overboard, maybe 1 or 2 chunks of a bar and then I'll give the rest to my parents or something. But just some that I've been waiting to eat, to try, and I'm very excited. But it is currently 5 p.m. in the late afternoon and it is time for my 3rd meal of the day. I say 3rd meal, 1st meal of this vlog, but 3rd meal of the day because I had a push session earlier, which I didn't film because I was rushing to get my flight. But as a result, I've already had my pre and post workout meal, which also means that I've had all my carbs for the day. But the good news is, the bad news is I don't have carbs. But the good news is I don't have to carry carbs with me through security and kind of keep carbs fresh. So I don't have to keep any of the rice and everything fresh. So all my meals with me are all just protein and fats. Which makes it a little bit easier. I've put all my meals in these kind of like thermos flasks because 2 of the meals are hot or warm so I can keep them warm, and 1 of them, which is the one I'm about to have now, I normally just have it cold if I've pre-prepped it, so that'll keep it chilled. But the first meal we have some turkey bacon, omelette with some mixed veg, so there's some egg whites and 1 whole egg in there with some pre-made veg as well, so pretty nice. Gonna eat this and savor it. And I've got my little foldable spoon right here. So I've just landed in Hong Kong waiting for my luggage, but I thought I'd do a voiceover of essentially a quick rundown on what happened on the flight in terms of my meals. So as soon as I boarded the flight, I had my 4th meal around 7:20 p.m. in UK time, which was just mince and veg, no carbs really. So pretty easy. A couple hours, basically when they served dinner was when I had my final meal of the day, which was chicken and veg. And I just got the tray for the cutlery. For today, so because it's an overnight flight, when I woke up, I slept for like a couple hours. I think I slept for about like 3 or 4 hours, something like that. And then when I woke up, I had my first 2 meals of today, which normally it would have been, I believe, egg whites and turkey bacon as my meal 1 with some veg. And then also chicken and veg as well. And as you can tell from those 2 meals that I would have had normally, there's no carbs as well. So I could have brought them on the plane, to be fair, but I didn't really want to risk it because it would be over, like, well over 12 hours by the time I eat it, I reckon. Between that and like leaving my flat back in the UK. So I didn't really want to risk, like, in terms of like food hygiene, keeping them fresh, might get food poisoning or, you know, just get an upset stomach from it. So I decided to replace those meals with essentially the exact same macros, but just using whey powder, whey protein, and dark chocolate to make up the fats as well. There'll be some traces amount of carbs from the whey, from the dark chocolate, the 90% dark chocolate, but there's traces of carbs and like the veg that would be in my meals normally anyway. So essentially I'm just waiting on my luggage. I'll collect that, go straight home, and then have my third meal of the day. Weirdly enough though, I didn't feel too well on the plane after having those 2 shakes. I don't know if it's just too many shakes or the altitude or something. It didn't sit that right with me, but I feel better now, which is good. On the plane this time, I watched 2 movies. I watched both the June movie, so June the first one, and then also June Part 2. Definitely looking forward to the 3rd film of the series, of the installment. Not sure when it's out. There was a little disagreement between the guy sitting next to me and the couple sitting behind him, because when they served the meals, the guy sitting next to me decided that it was a good idea to recline his seat all the way back. And obviously, if you've been on a plane before, you know that you just don't do that, because then the person behind you can't eat and your seat just slams into the table behind you, and then you don't have space for your tray of food. So they were like, essentially asked him to move his seat back up whilst they're eating, very nicely, very politely. And the guy next to me just said, no, sorry, can't do that. And then he just said, I need my sleep. So that wasn't too nice from the guy next to me. But let's just say he seemed quite eccentric to start with. For a long haul flight, he was wearing a white shirt with jeans and dress shoes. So he was also older, let's say. So, but yeah, that was eventful. I did feel bad for the couple behind me. I am home, just about to have my 3rd meal immediately, which is chicken and mixed veg. Chicken cooked by the goat dad before I landed, so I could eat immediately as soon as I got home. Some gherkins and some mixed veg. I've realised if I put gherkins into every single meal that I have, it makes it feel like a burger bowl. That's the lies I tell myself in prep. We're on a walk now to the supermarket to get some food, but more importantly, to get some steps after my 3rd meal of the day. Because A, it aids digestion, but more importantly, because we just got off the plane, getting some movement in the legs will help flush out any water retention. So it's quite important that I do steps today. Obviously, I'm not going to hit my usual step target, and as we're nearing show, we have to dial back our steps. But since today is the day that I land, the priority should be getting rid of any water retention. So I'm just going on a bit of walks here and there. The supermarket isn't far from where I live, so I'm not going to get like a lot of steps, but some movement will be beneficial in getting the water out of my legs and just getting some movement in the calves, because ultimately the calves is the heart of the lower body. So just pumping that up a little bit will do me a world of good. Wagyu. Oh yeah.